Is this working? I can hear myself, but I don't know if that's good. Oh, I'm working on it. I hope that you can at least hear me now. If you can hear me, then everything else can be solved. Just a second. Now you can hear me. Yay! Okay, now. Oh, goodness. Now we need to bring back the other camera that has been giving me problems. And we shall very much hope that there won't be too much problem with the sound. Let's see if there's still a problem now. Can you hear me now still? I'm so sorry about this. That's a wonderful beginning for a New Year's stream. But that's sort of how it goes sometimes. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me and everything is working fine. Good. Looks like things are working so far. So, okay. Since apparently I had no sound in the beginning, I will start again with what was supposed to be the first thing, and that is a Happy New Year to you all. And thank you so much for joining me again. And I hope that 2022 has been nice so far. It's been good. That you had some nice time in the holidays and everything. I have so today I have some progress report on the mini mansion and some crafting. Yeah. So I guess we'll get straight to it. I will be moving to the other camera, so let me know if I'm losing sound or anything again, because it happens and we don't want that. So okay, I'm gonna move. I think I'll move completely to the table so I can show you everything. Yeah. Okay. So with the progress report, I'll just bring the. No. Basically, what we have is first of all, I guess, yeah, this is the third floor or second floor, depending if you're counting. The first one is a first floor or ground floor, but yeah, I constantly interchange, so that might be confusing. We'll talk about it a bit more because we're going to start working on it in a bit. But the main thing I did actually was fix some issues that I had before, plus figuring out the lighting and so on. Finally. Alrighty. So what we have here, so this is the ground floor or first floor. And I finally got around. You can see that I still haven't glued any of the walls in, and that's because I have been working on the lighting system. Lighting, it's not a system, just lighting. And I'll show you in a bit. And I wanted to, it goes into the walls. So I wanted to show it to you before I glue things down. So one of the things that I had an issue with, as you may recall, is that I did the doors too small in the beginning, and I had to fix it. So I finally fixed it in the ground floor as well, including, I'll just take out all of these walls. It's a little confusing. piles of walls. But they're pretty walls, right? Pretty. So I can show you the details basically. So you can see here, this is the entrance, and you might recall that there used to be, it used to be a shorter door, like a door and a round window at the top. And I've realized that, well, first of all, because I needed to make the door taller, it was a little bit of an issue with the window on top. It wasn't working anymore. So basically what I did, and it's a little hard to see maybe, might be easier to see actually with a wall. I'll bring it. There it is. With this details, you can see that now it's a very tall arch that fits with the arches that we have on the sides. And what will probably happen is actually that the door will be around, a little bit or more than a half at the top, at the bottom. And at the top, we will have like a glass stained window, but it will be an arched one that fits with the windows around. Also, you might notice that I decided to add a bit of a trim right here with some details to the walls, partly because I just felt like it was too simple. It was the first room that I did. That might be, lesson learned to for future projects. If you know that one of the rooms is going to be the fanciest room, leave it for later, because you're gonna get more, sophisticated with things, more details. At least that's what happens to me. Like each room that I made became more detailed and more, I don't know, more fancy, I guess. And then at some point it was just this great hole in the entrance became a little too simple. So I added some trim. And now it's basically ready. One more thing that I did was cancel a window. So you can see that on this side, this is the kitchen. Just a second, I'll get the wall. Here's our wall. So this is our wall. And the stairs that we planned are going here. And it was giving me a lot of problems because it was going right over this window, and it was happening basically in all of the floors. So I decided to make my life a little easier and just canceled this window. And this is why you keep all the little bits that you cut out, because I could just stick it back in and done. And yeah, so this is what I did here in the ground floor. I did cancel this window in all of the floors, so you can see even in this new floor, the third floor, you can see that there used to be a window here at the end of the hall, but I removed it. I also changed up the windows in here. I'll talk about it in a sec. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to add about these rooms. I don't think so. Oh, well, yeah, there is one thing that I'm considering still. So, okay, first of all, one of the reasons that I wanted to add, I'll bring this up to the camera. I'm trying to bring it. There you go. So, trying to put it into the camera. It's really funny. Okay, so in here, another reason that I wanted to add that trim, I hope you can actually see there. Now you can see better, I think. One of the other reasons that I wanted to add this trim is because I wanted this door that is going from the kind of great hall to the serving area to be a pretty much hidden door. So I wanted it to be all inside this wood part. So it kind of, once it's closed, it sort of disappears. You don't really see it. Right. So I added, so that's another reason that I wanted to add the trim, because as I said before, we had a bit of an issue with the doors. We needed to make them higher. So I needed a bit of a taller, wooden trimming. So I added that. That's always cool. And I'm going through all of this, by the way, to really, there it is. See, I was looking for that. That will be basically the door. So you can see that it kind of disappears, right? Because it's the serving door, so you're not supposed to see it. So it basically will kind of disappear into the wall. So that's cool. And yeah, the reason that I'm going through all of these little changes and shifts that I've done is also to share, aside from like sharing really the process of the project, it's also to show you that, yeah, I did have a lot of plans, and there's a whole, the first live of this series is a whole hour of me talking about my plans. Well, guess what? They changed. And it happens all the time, and you kind of work with it and work around it. And it's really important to have this freedom to change things, to feel free to change things and not be worried about it. So another thing that I'm thinking is that I originally planned to have like family photos on this wall, but now I'm thinking that maybe we'll actually, oh, did I bring it here? Yeah. We might actually use one of those like big Egyptian plaques that I have. This one is a little too big even for this area, but something gigantic like this right here at the entrance, I feel like that would be a cool addition. Again, this one's a bit too big, but we'll get them done. Okay, so I'm thinking, is there anything else that I wanted to add? Yeah, the lighting. Okay. So I've decided to, that I wanted to do some lighting in this house. And by the way, anyone, if you're new to the live streams, do say hi. It will be nice to meet you. Or if you're watching it on replay, say hi in the comments. It's just fun to meet the people watching. It's nice. Anthony, hi. Aw, thank you. Yeah, that's okay. It's busy time. Thanks for stopping by, and it's good to see you. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you the lighting. Basically, it's gonna be a little hard maybe to show, but maybe I'll try and post photos afterwards. So with the lighting, my plan is not to have full-on lighting. This house is not supposed to have electric lighting. It's supposed to be an abandoned house that did not have electric lighting. So there'll be candles and stuff, and I'll show you something about that in a sec as well. But I want there to be like little ominous lighting coming out mysteriously from places. And one place, and in each of the rooms or each of the floors, it will only be in like one or two spots. That's it. And because these are such tiny rooms, it's actually going to be, I'm going to use this lighting, the fairy lights. I was thinking of using a different type of lighting, but ended up thinking that it would be good. Didn't sleep and had TV shows today, so worn out. Oh my goodness, how did you survive? It's the adrenaline. The adrenaline helps. That's the only thing that keeps us alive. Oh my goodness. It's going to be kind of, it's a regular light, but what I'm planning on is this lovely ominous red light. It looks even more creepy in real life. It's really, really red. I'm trying to kind of show you a little bit like this. Yeah, and it'll just be it'll just be a little bit of spot, a little bit every now and then, because the thing is that when it's such a small area, just one little light is just enough. It's enough to have this kind of creepy lighting. So, as you may recall, one of the will look brilliant and will be easy to install in many rooms. Yeah, that's the plan. And one of the things that I chose, there's different companies and everything. Karen, hello, Karen. The wee house is looking fabulous. Can't believe how all the tiny details. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of tiny details. They're a lot of fun, and thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So you might recall our little oven that we made for the kitchen. And one of the plans was, and the reason that I made this little great window here is because we want creepy red light coming from the oven. I will demonstrate, or try to demonstrate. So the plan is something like this. It's really hard to show on the video. Red light really doesn't work on video so well, but it's cool. You gotta admit it. It's cool. So for most of the lights, actually, like if it's coming from one of the fireplaces or something like that, it's fairly easy. It's fairly straightforward. Thank you so much. And yeah, it'll be, as long as it's the outer walls, it's not a problem, because I can just make a little hole using this guy. This is it's kind of it's meant for bookmaking, for stabbing the holes to bind books. That's why I have it. You can use a pokey tool and enlarge it afterwards. What I like about this one is that you can see that it goes from very, very thin to fairly thick hole. So thank you. Thanks so much. The flooring is one of my favorite parts to make. It's very, very relaxing. That was, yesterday I made all of the floors for this floor. It was very, very calming. Very meditative. So basically the thickness of this hole, of this the base here, you can see that you can poke, like it's big enough for the lights to go through. So if it's in the outer walls, it's very easy to just poke a hole like this, and it's strong enough and sturdy enough. Hey, Sue. To make a hole that is good enough to pass the lights through. Will I add cobwebs? Of course, but that would be really the ending part, I think. We're still slightly far from that, I'm afraid. So I'll see. Yeah, I think you can see that in order to bring the light to the oven, I made this little channel here. I think it might actually be easier to see if I'll just take one of these walls. That's the wall that fits here. Yeah, because then maybe you can see a little better. I think you can see a little better. that you have this little channel that goes through the wall and a little space here where the light will be. The walls are gray board, just gray board with, I do cover it with either collage medium or Mod Podge to make it a little stronger, and also to seal it. Yeah, but it's just gray board. The base of the floor, you can see that this is a little darker. This is a more condensed chipboard or cardboard. A lot more condensed. It's a lot stronger, a lot harder. So I decided to use that for the floors for some extra stability. And yeah, if you look from the side here, you can see that there's a little poked hole right there that, oh, hello, kitten. Go to the camera. No. Okay. There she is. It's been a while. We had a break. She's very confused because there's a ton of stuff on the table. Come on. You want to come down? Okay. It's very hard to decide what to do. Well, the Tim Holtz houses are for the out, like they're only exterior really. So we haven't gotten to the exterior yet. So maybe I'll put the light on so you can actually see it poking there, right in, and we'll kind of pull this in. Give it a bit of a bend here. So it will fit right into this little place that I dug for it. And then the queen cat is into my bed putting tons of hair in it. Yeah, her sister is doing that right now. So yeah, basically you can see it's kind of escaping right now. Obviously, it will be trapped between the the walls, these walls, the layers. So it will not escape afterwards. Let's try and trap it up a little bit. But basically, you can see that when the oven is standing in place, this will kind of poke through. There's a bit too much light, but there you can see it. Maybe. There we go. It's getting there. Okay. Oh, yeah, long hair cats can be, well, they're very fuzzy. They're definitely everywhere. Mine are not, they're medium length, I would say, medium length, but they are both black. So I need more black furniture. That's the general conclusion. Alrighty. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So this is basically, I think, what I wanted to show you as like the progress report, pretty much. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna just, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll get to the point where when I feel kind of, I can actually glue the walls in. But I'm not sure, to be honest, because because if I glue it in, if I change my mind about the lights, I'm a coward with those things. Also, I change my mind a lot. Oh, black and white. That's lovely. My parents have that. Yeah. Then no matter what color of furniture you have, you will have fur in it. Isn't that fun? Okay. So let's talk third floor a bit. Oh yeah, for sure. I will definitely have more lights. There might be 2 strings of lights, because just to kind of go from both sides of the house, basically. So so in each floor, I planned, generally, a general idea of where I want to put lights. I know that in the parlor where we worked on, I want to put a light in the fireplace, and I think that in the dining room we'll have a little light from the dumbwaiter. Um, Now, the dumbwaiter is right above the kitchen, right? So it might be, so it can be the same string of light. I don't know if it can be long enough to go all around, so I might change it. I'm not sure about the color of the lights. I was thinking of trying different colors. The thing is that red light, it's very hard to kind of, originally the plan was to take a sort of white, or like a yellow light that I can colorize because basically if you use alcohol ink or something like that and paint these the little lights, that changes the color of the light. The thing is that red, like really good evil red, is very hard to achieve by coloring the lights. So I'm not sure yet. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think I should have more different colors of lights? Should it be, I don't know, like green light, white light, blue light? I don't know. I feel like red light is very good for evil, but yeah. So yeah, we'll see. It just, honestly, it's very hard to see in the video. I'll try to take photos of it afterwards. This is a really good red, and it's kind of hard to color to make like regular white light into super red like this. 3 coats of crimson alcohol ink. Yeah, that could work as well. So yeah, we'll see. This is why I haven't put the lights in yet, because we can still change things. Haha. Okay, so our third floor, almost the last, because we also have an attic that, yeah, yellowish is good. We'll think. So we have an attic that I do have a floor plan for now. It's going to be a bona fide evil church or some kind, and I'm very happy with it. But we'll get to it. First, we need to go through this floor. And in this floor, we have, so you can see we have this nice hallway. And one of the things that I really like about how the design came out is that you can actually see everything from the outside. Even though, it looks like, okay, usually you look at the house like this, right? So all the hallways blocked. But look at that. If you look from here, I'm trying to, anyway, you can see all the way through to the corridor. And basically, if you go around, even though there's like only, floor gone. Even though I ended up only doing these little 2 windows, you can see pretty much everything through. So, which is another reason that I felt that I don't need this window here, that I canceled it, because you can see really well all through. Okay, so rooms. This is the study that we've been planning on for a long time, to have, some weird little things found there. This will be a bedroom, and this will be, as you might guess, if you've seen the kind of, what was it, a story I think that I did. if you've seen the little tub. It's a bathroom. It's going to be a bathroom because, yeah, I ordered some miniatures from, it's a company called Green Stuff World. And this bathtub came actually in a set. This set that you can see, I actually have all of, there's a toilet, there's a sink, there's a urinal, and like toilet paper. It's amazing. But I decided that, I just looked online, researched a bit, and this is meant to be a Victorian house. And even in the like second half, basically, plumbing was very, very rare. It didn't really get in like common. It didn't become commonplace until like late 19th century. This is not meant to be that late a house, so we're not going to do plumbing. They're not going to have a bathroom, I think. They're going to have a bathtub because there would be a bathroom. Basically, it just didn't have a plumbing. So there would be like a little table with, like how do you call it? A pitcher, I guess. Yeah, rich people only. And I'm not sure if the people in this house were like that rich. So yeah. Also, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of just having the tub standing there, and the toilet and stuff will be for something else. And yeah, the other thing that I wanted to actually show you was something else that came from Green Stuff World, and that is this bunch of tiny candles. Look at them. Maybe I should. You can. I think you can actually see it better in the package. Look at those details. They're so cool. They're so tiny. They're going to be everywhere. So I really like that. Yeah, we might have a little wood stove to heat the water, or a little, I forgot the name of there's a type of stove. Those little, the ones that kind of looks like a metal barrel that would stand on the side. That we might add something like that, because otherwise the room will be so cold. Yes. So basically, this will be a bathroom, and the plan is to start working on it today. Yeah, that was a very long progress report. But yeah, so we also have the walls. Yeah, I spent a long time cutting, the layers for all the walls around. And for the bathroom, you can see that I do have, a piece of cardstock for the floor, but I didn't make it. I can't have too many candles in a abandoned house. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. So I didn't put any wood on this floor because I want it to be tiles, and we'll do tiles in a bit. I am currently debating between doing just, I don't know, sort of cracked white tiles, or do checkered, black and white, or maybe not black and white, maybe brown and white. What do you say? Checkered, what colors? Yeah. Okay. What else do? Yes. So that was me thinking. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. So for the floor, I have this stencil, and this is a homemade stencil. Because I didn't have a stencil of like squares, or it's almost squares, that were in a good size. So what I did was I made a stencil using, just a second, a die, off-white only, but with cracks, right? You can do checkers later, maybe. I used, just a second, if I'll find them. Where are you? These guys. So this is the set of Tim Holtz's the, what do you call it? The not dwelling. Now I keep remembering just the old one. It used to be Dwelling Village Collection. Haha! I remembered. It's the Village Collection. And what I did was use this dies. So I use these dies. These dies are for the windows. So if you look in here, you have the window frame. These ones cut the window frame. These ones just punch the holes. So there was a lot of repeating cutting, but basically this is how I made the stencil. And I used Yupo paper. If perchance you're unfamiliar with Yupo paper, it's a synthetic paper. It's basically plastic. So that means that even though it took me quite a bit of time to do this, it was kind of tiring, I will have this stencil for long term now because it's plastic. It's like a stencil you would buy in a shop. It's not going to be destroyed by by painting it or anything like that. So yay, worth the time for sure. Cool. So we're going to do tiles, and I think that, we'll do this on the floor. Let's see, I'm trying to kind of, I know on the camera it might be a bit hard to see the edges of the black paper. I'm just kind of deciding where I want it to be cut off. Let's do it this way, I think. Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know, it's fascinating to watch me play, moving around the stencil over something that you probably can't even see. The beauty of black and black. But yeah, basically, I'm just trying to make sure that it's straight-ish. And now I'll just use some washi tape to glue the stencil down. Yes, I did make the stencil. Yeah, because I'm sure that you can find stencils that would fit this, but I didn't have a stencil that had like a good size for the tiles. So yeah, I made one. That is one of the things that I love about dies. You can use them in many weird ways. Let's call it this way. So I think that because the base is black, I'm actually going to start, because it's a bigger cardstock, then cut the sides. Yeah, you can always do that, exactly. And yeah, so I'm going to just start with a white layer, start with a layer of white acrylic. And then we can add some other like variations of colors. And one thing before I forget, just to say what the plan is, I want to use, on top of the paint, I will use this, the transparent gloss texture paste by Ranger, and that will give us this feeling of a tile, because not only that it's glossy, the glossy texture paste tends to kind of round at the bottom, at the edges. Oh, I just realized I brought the so this will actually, this is the pearl red color, so that would actually give us some evil red color. So not this one. Where's my, there, I have some white here. I'll use this. I'm gonna bring a paper to work on, and then you can maybe see better as well. Yes. That is the plan. Another thing that you can do, actually, if you don't feel like doing all the layers, or if you want, like, if, okay, starting again the sentence, if I wanted these floors to look new, completely like perfect and white, I would use Nuva drops. I will just take white Nuva drops and use them as and basically just take a big gulp, put it over everything, like I would use a texture paste, and then you will get the effect immediately, pretty much. But because I want this to be slightly destroyed, shall we say, I want to have more of an ability to play around with the coloring. So I'm just starting with a more or less kind of, yeah, white layer. It's not everywhere. The idea is that this will be, you know, it needs to look like it used to be white. Let's put it this way. So we have some white for the base. I'm going to add some antique linen, and I think some frayed burlap. And just shaky, shaky, shake. We'll add a bit of those. And you need to always remember that distress acrylics dry a little darker than the color that comes out. So yeah, take that into account when you're mixing your colors and stuff. Another thing that I would probably do is, by the way, is that once the texture paste, this texture paste dries, I will maybe add a bit of crackle on top. And that would make things, well, look cracked. Now, let us add this little, antique linen in acrylics is slightly different than in ink. I find it tends to be a bit more kind of yellowish greenish. So in this case, it just adds a little bit of a mold look. You know, not really the colors you want to see in your bathroom, I'm afraid, but And I'm just kind of mixing it up. And I don't mind too much if it's actually sitting perfectly in the stencil. Yeah, I do like. I'm still mixing it with white because distress acrylics tend to be quite. I mean, okay, the paler the color or the more white there is in the color, the more opaque it is. So I'm adding extra white because the distress paints are not as opaque as I want them to be in this case. And I hope I'll move my hand to this side so you can actually see what I'm doing. Does seem to be more helpful. And I'm just going to play with the paints, letting them kind of mix, and I'm purposely doing the mixing over several of the tiles because it's not meant to be a situation where there's a mixture of different types, different color types, tiles. Ooh. It's not a mixture of different color tiles. It's a situation where all the tiles were originally the same color, but they got discolored in different ways because of mold, because of just age. So it's not meant to be like a pattern. It's going to be all kind of scattered in the way the colorizing works. So that's what I'm trying to achieve here. And yeah. I am going, so I'm trying to get to a point where the color is quite thick. Want the pattern to be clear. So I'm making sure that we have a quite thick layer really everywhere, basically. I need some more paint. We'll see in a bit. Random, yes. Random stains. I'm thinking, I might add some sort of drips somewhere. Yeah. I think that would be pretty good. We'll take a pick and see. There are some places, like some spots where you can still see the black, but I think that's fine. It's just, yeah. Take a peek. Yeah, you can see that every now, like there are places that I definitely went under the stencil, but I think that's fine. I'm going to actually, I'd like to maybe try and clean the stencil a bit, just a bit. But I don't want to remove it really, so I'm just doing a weird thing here. But it's basically just to dry it a bit so we can already put the texture paste. Okay, so I'll just wrap this up in baby wipe so I can clean it later. And we'll put on the texture paste. It will not be dry now, but just go through that so that once it's dry, I'll post a picture, basically. So I'll just take a bit of this, and the paint is not dry yet. I'm not entirely sure what will be the outcome for that, but we'll find out. And and in this case, I want basically the tiles to be all full-ish. I don't know. Maybe actually we'll... No, I don't think it would look actually like they're cracked because of the coloring. So we will just do it pretty much even. The whole thing. And as you can see, obviously the paste is now kind of white. You can still see through it, but it's pretty much white, but it will dry translucent once, or transparent. Well, yeah, when it dry, it will be transparent. So that will be cool, I think. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Just a little bit more here on the edge. And it does level itself a bit because you can usually guess if a texture paste or a paste you're using is going to level itself by the fact that it's quite, it's not that thick. So that means that it has this, the time, it takes a bit more time to dry. So it can have a bit more movement, fill in, and kind of adjust itself. So I'm letting it, but I am trying in this case to actually do it quite evenly, which is not something I usually do. Hey, Christiana! Yeah, I'm doing the bathroom floor. It's very exciting, I know. Okay, so just gently remove the stencil now. Yay! And when this dries, it would actually look better. Okay. Yeah, right now it kind of looks a bit like a mess. I think that I'm just cleaning the stencil at least a bit with a baby wipe because I forgot to bring a tub to dunk it. And while yes, I have made it, I don't necessarily feel like making it again. So yeah, keeping it clean. Thank you. Cool. So the stencil side, and also we can give this guy a wipe. Okay, so try to bring it up to the camera so you can kind of see what it looks like now. I'll bring it with this paper. See if we can catch it a little bit. It is a bit glossy, and it will remain glossy because that's the point. I'm just trying to see if I can catch the light, without it flipping over and dropping on the floor. Yeah, I don't know. I can't seem to convince it to catch the light, but you'll have to believe me. Hey, Micah. So yeah, so I think what I might do is that after this dries, I will actually be able to play a bit more with the coloring, because at the moment I feel like the contrast might be a bit too strong between the black and the tiles. And I mean, there was dirt, but not that much. Or maybe yes. I think that what I'll do is actually add some crackle paste on top afterwards to create a little bit, or crazing, to create a bit of crackles in at least some of the tiles. And then add some dust, basically, to make it look dirty. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. But I am pretty happy with the tiles. Now, for the walls of the bathroom, I will probably do actually something similar. The walls of the bathrooms were often kind of so in some cases you would still have actually I might actually just a sec. Let's do this. Hi. Hey everybody. Yeah, when I get to this point when I'm talking, it feels weird sometimes where it's only this. But hello. And so what I'll probably do for the walls is that it'll be kind of half. You do actually see there are Victorian bathrooms that actually had wallpaper. So I might have kind of the top wallpaper. Oh yeah. Did want to sue. I guess we'll do it next time maybe. Because what I want to do is basically have a sort of half or 2/3, maybe, about half, I guess, of the wall will be tiles. And then beneath it would be kind of paint, but peeled paint. So we might do some peeled paint next time. We might do a bit of decorations as well. I don't know. We'll see. About the bathroom. So either I'll do that, or there's so many options now because we have we have several rooms to play with. Now, one more thing that I wanted to say, something that I'm thinking of doing is that because this project is a very long-term project, more than I originally expected, because I'm not very good at understanding how much time things take me. But more importantly, because we're getting to a point that a lot of the things, like now we have some new things to do because we have rooms that are very different. Yes, exactly, Sue. That's the plan. Dirty white paint wall. Although, I don't know. Well, bathroom will definitely have mold in it, right? So yeah, it would be dirty. What do I want to say? Yeah. So the thing is that a lot of the things that I need to do, it gets repetitive, like doing wallpapers again, doing flooring again, doing making more chairs, more desks. It tends to be, unless there's a bit of a twist, it does tend to be a bit repetitive. And I don't know, it feels like it's not the most interesting thing for you to see. So what I'm thinking of doing is that for January, I will continue to completely work on this project in the lives. But afterwards, I think that I'll basically continue to work on it. But in the lives, we'll have more like short-term projects. It would probably still not be things that are going to take me 1 hour because that never happens. Let's be honest. If you've ever seen me in the hops, I never finish something in an hour. So yeah. So but take something like do one scene or something like that, that will be it will take me a month or 6 weeks, and that's it. But do that, And then I'll do like a sort of progress report, or get back to the miniature, to this mini mansion every time that I have something new and interesting to do. Because we still have a lot of things to do. There's still a cool attic to do. There's a basement that I'm still not sure how we're doing it, but we're doing it because we need a basement. And the outside, all the outside, we haven't even gotten to like thinking about it, or at least, well, I thought about it a little bit. But there's still a ton of things to do. Ceilings, gosh, there's a ton of stuff. Yeah. But I don't want to, I do feel like there's a lot of things to do, but a lot of it is kind of has to be repetitive, and then it's less interesting for you guys. You can see it in the end when it's done, sort of. So I think that's what I'll do. But for now, for January, we'll continue to work on this guy every week. And we'll see exactly how it works, because I do feel like now we do have quite a few things that are actually new and interesting. So maybe we'll stick around with it a bit longer. We'll see. But that's about it for today. I think that. Thank you. So I think that for next week we'll probably continue to work on the bathroom for a bit. And then we can decide whether we're moving to the bedroom or the study. And oh, thank you so much, Sue. That's very kind of you. And I think we have much to do. I'm very excited. Every time I get to a new room, I'm like, oh, yay! The study. Okay, coolness. There is much to do in the study. That's for sure. And I'm not entirely. Ooh, yeah, bookcases. See, you don't really want to see me make millions of teeny tiny books. I mean, it's just me cutting cardboard. It's not the most interesting thing, but it will be cool to see. So I'll show you the beginning, and then, we'll do another report in the end or something. But there's so much time to do. And I thank you so much for joining me. This has been fun. I have missed this. Yeah. I get that too. So this was the first one in first stream of 2022. So again, happy 2022. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you next week. I hope you have a wonderful week. I haven't done I haven't put the link in yet, but I'll schedule next week soon. And a whole new year. Yes, it is. Do you think we'll finish this mansion this year? I say we will. It might be until like October when I started it, but I say it will be finished in 2022. Hopefully along with some other interesting stuff. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll have a wonderful week. And I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Bye-bye.